Being fat hasn't been fun for as long as I can remember. Once a sign of wealth and social standing back in the days, it's now a routine disposition in the 21st century which is met with mockery, guilt, and social stigma from others who try harder to maintain that real figure. To put it snippy, being fat is a pain in the ass. By the way, we all have our ups and downs in weight and in life. And it just so happens that some of us have lost and gained more pounds than some of their smaller friends will ever tip the scales at the period. But now, with the list of things only fat people can sympathize with, at least we can get all our feels in the open. Number 7. Elevators are your enemies. The capacity of a standard elevator can vary somewhat depending on how it was built and where it was used. But in general, the range is 907 kilograms. And if you haven't noticed this, then maybe you've lived on Mars all your life. Never mind. So if a fat person calls an elevator and there's already about 7 persons inside, it becomes embarrassing because they will have to deal with the math quickly as possible. Also, given that 4 persons make about 400 kilograms of the elevator weight capacity, it becomes even difficult as they might not even get in anyway for fear of setting off the weight limit alarm, which is quite embarrassing. Number 6. People fat shame you based on your food portions. Why don't fat people just eat less? People love to demonize others for overspending and overeating, especially behind the anonymity of online commenting. Nothing drives me crazier than people who ignore decades of research to judge others for their supposed lack of willpower. When a fat person chooses a heavy meal, people say no doubt she's this fat. On the other hand, if she goes for something light, people will still fat shame. This becomes obvious thus making fat people embarrassed to eat in public places. However, eating less does not create the need to burn body fat. Instead, it creates the need for the body to slow down. Contrary to the popular opinion, the body hangs on to body fat. Instead, it burns muscle tissue. And that wasn't the underlying cause of obesity. Only as a last resort, if the body has no other option, it will also burn a bit of body fat. Number 5. Everyone has advice on how to lose weight. Have you ever wondered how much weight you might have lost already if you had gone along with every advice everyone gives you on how to lose weight? Why is it that anytime you find yourself among some of your slim figure peers, they all seem to sympathize on how fat you really are? In a day, you get dozens and dozens of advice on how to lose weight. Everyone is trying to contribute his or her own piece here, and it's not like you're not trying on your own to lose that weight. One thing about fat people is that it is so embarrassing that everywhere you go, every person you meet on a daily basis, they all seem to sympathize on how fat you really are, while throwing countless advice on how to lose weight. So uncomfortable. Most fat people just want to be seen as any other person, decently. Unfortunately, that can't happen. The minds of people have been diverted to quickly notice what wants to remain unnoticed. Number 4. Being set up sucks. Regardless of who you are, the journey that is dating and relationship can make you feel like you're running around in circles. But plus-size women often have an entirely different experience with dating than women who are considered straight size. And to uncover just how different it can be to date as a plus-size person, here's the fact. Fat-sized persons always get set up with fat-sized persons. Come on! Just because someone is fat doesn't mean if they are to be set up for a date, they should do so with some fat person too. This is so damn uncomfortable and it often makes fat people think that their friends think of them as another set of persons, say fat people. Why is it that fat persons can't be set up with straight guys too? It's not like all men out there like only straight up women and vice versa. However, I do believe that it's enough for everyone. Number 3. You're afraid of people judging your weight. One of the questions fat people ask themselves is, what if everyone is thinking how flumpy and fat I look every time I'm out? It's like a fear of judgment from society sets in and keeps us locked in our heads worrying about what people think of us. This can be a big trigger, especially around the holidays. And if you live far from home and haven't seen family in a while, you go back and see your family and friends, and you wonder if they're judging you, critiquing you, and criticizing your body in their minds. To be honest, no one is judging you as harshly as you're judging yourself. Think about how harshly you criticize yourself. You pick out every dimple of cellulite, scrutinize every inch of our body, analyze every part of yourself that needs improvement. But the truth is that people just aren't looking at you that closely. The same is true for your body. Everyone is so wrapped up in their own lives that they just don't care as much as they think you do. And they are not nearly as hard on yourself as you are. Number 2. People always mention that you've lost weight. This is a real kicker. People say this all the time and usually have nothing but good vibes they're trying to send. This can be interpreted in many problematic ways. Though, people often wonder what was wrong with them before as why everyone is noticing their body. This well-meaning statement can cause body image issues to surface, which can, in the worst case, trigger an eating disorder. Even when someone enjoys and appreciates hearing positive feedback from people around them, there's a chance of developing problematic eating behaviors as a result of the affirmation. Straightforward efforts for weight loss can lead to obsession, restriction, and disordered eating. Triggering of complaints are twisted into motivations for unhealthy behaviors. Number 1. If someone farts in the elevator, it's automatically you. We've all at least fart once or victimized by it once in public places during our lifetimes. You can fact check this by going down the memory lane. The moment, as you recall, could be a laughing moment if there was someone enduring, or it could just be a moment you pinch your nose while accused in silence. Only the socially inept will accept responsibilities and laugh about it. Like this guy who wrote this poem, "Fart is my own gas. I let it out to play. Unfortunately, it never came back, obviously swallowed by greedy people like you." But why is it that anytime this happens in an elevator, everyone turns to the direction of a fat person? In a fat scene, people are inclined to point the directions of persons with a poor reaction to the smell and, well, fat persons, which is not cool at all. Quick tip: in a fat scene, don't react at all. This is the opposite of what most people do when they accidentally lick one. So a strong display of ignorance will point people's suspicions another way. So, which other point do you think we missed out on the list? Comment below for the fat people problems you had the most. Let's shed some light on it. If you love this voice, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get notified each time we upload fresh content.